snacks.
What it do, snackers and snackettes? This is Loaded Snacks Weekly. I'm your boy Gage. I got the dude Sin on the couch with me.
Right.
Got the dude Jokes on the couch with me. And we got some things to talk about, right?
Of course.
First and foremost, as normal, do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button.
Please.
Check us out. Hit the little bell so you always know when we post a new video.
That's a good point.
That would absolutely be awesome. Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How we feeling?
Pretty good.
Good.
Ready to kill some monsters.
Good. I need to get back on this
We
monster
gotta hunt
hunter.
some
I got
monsters.
to.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to the monster hunting for sure.
Right.
It will be discussed. Kay, how you feeling over there?
Good.
How do we sound? Do we sound good?
Sound good.
Sound good. That's what I'm
Sound
talking
good.
about.
Now, Kay,
Yeah.
do we look good? Don't look in the camera. Do we look good?
You look fabulous.
If you don't look good, we don't
Come
look
on,
good.
Hey, I hated my barber before this show. Get this show straight. You know, get this show straight for the cameras. How you gotta do?
I ain't gotta worry about that no more.
I've noticed, and it's okay. I feel
The
bad
hat?
for you, brother. Nah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Moonroof. Yeah.
Yeah. Cricket skills. For those who don't know, don't worry about it. Uninitiated, it's not a problem. Look, we feel good.
Yes.
Listen, I want you to talk to me for a second.
Yes, sir.
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
Now, I didn't watch the Royal Rumble.
I didn't either.
But I watched people watching the Royal Rumble through my feed and timeline. Right?
Pretty crazy.
It was a little bit crazy. So, talk to me a little bit about the Royal Rumble. What happened at the Royal? Now, listen, I don't need the whole synopsis.
No, I'll break it down. I'm gonna make it simple. I'm gonna make it sweet for you.
Let's make it simple.
So, make it simple. You know what the Royal Rumble is.
Of course.
Absolutely.
You know,
I grew up watching
put
it.
a bunch of people
There
in
we
the
go.
ring,
Right.
chuck everybody out over the
There you
top
go.
rope, and whoever's left is the winner.
Right.
That's
Prime
how
is
it
in.
works.
There you go.
Now, did somebody get a belt for winning this?
They didn't get a belt.
Okay.
They
that's
get
what- go
the
ahead.
shot
Right.
at the belt
Right.
at
They get a
WrestleMania.
chance
WrestleMania.
to- Okay.
Right.
So, who won the men's Royal Rumble? Because this year
There's two. There's two Rumbles.
there was
The
a
very
men's-
first women's Royal Rumble match.
awesome, dope.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get to that,
Mm-hmm.
who won the men's Royal Rumble?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay. Now, before we go any further,
Mm.
who won the women's Royal Rumble?
Asuka.
Okay. Now,
They winning out here.
hold me for a second. Japan is getting it
Killing out here.
they
in the
are.
WWE.
Killing it.
Killing it right now. Is there a thing for this? Like, why did that happen? Is there a thing? Do you think? Do you have a theory as to
So-
why?
Got a theory. One theory piece. Let's go to Shinsuke's side.
Okay.
The current champion on SmackDown, AJ Styles.
Okay.
Now, AJ Styles also at one point was a big wrestler coming from Japan.
Okay. Was he New Japan Pro Wrestling?
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Okay. My man.
Now, Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ both actually had a match, big match, at Wrestle Kingdom, which would be New Japan's version of WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
This, I believe, is what WWE is looking to do, is to try to rekindle that one particular match.
Okay.
One, because they're trying to draw in some of those New Japan fans. Same way, I think, vice versa, New Japan's trying to pull some fans coming from over on the west side.
Okay. What's up?
So, in doing so, this set
I
up
apologize for that.
So good. So good.
this set up the AJ versus Shinsuke match for
Okay.
WrestleMania.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it being considered? Is it being touted as a rematch, or is it just
They're saying the way they're having their Twitter conversations, and it's been XYZ amount of time. They broke it down into like the days. Like it's been like 700 some odd days since we've had this fight. Like they broke it down, but like
Okay.
WWE is not gonna be like, oh,
They're
this
not gonna
is.
state it
They're
that way.
not-
They're not gonna
Right,
say it,
right.
but this
That's
is
what
what
it is.
people want to see.
Who won that first match?
Oh, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
Ooh.
Do you
He
expect-
retained. Let me say, he retained his belt.
He
'cause
kept it,
he was
right.
actually Intercontinental title champion at that point, and he retained it.
What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Shinsuke is going to win this one and get the belt?
I think Shinsuke is going to win this.
You do.
I do.
Is he that big? Like, is he that much of a? This wrestling thing, I don't do this no more. So,
So,
like,
from a New Japan standpoint, huge.
Got it. But
Now, when he came to the WWE, now if you or someone that only watched WWE, you probably, or you have no idea who this guy is.
Right.
He came, so of course he started on NXT, which they consider to be like their developmental side of things.
That's Triple H's like
Triple H's baby.
Yeah,
That's his baby.
That's the NBDL.
There you go. And pretty much
It's the D League NBA joint.
Right.
there you go. So he became champion, NXT champion. And by the time once you become NXT champion, that's pretty much your ticket to move up to the main roster at that
Right, you're going to the top, right?
AJ Styles kind of on the opposite side of that. He didn't go to NXT.
Okay, he went straight.
He came right from New Japan. Ironically, he showed up at the Royal Rumble. That was his appearance into the WWE.
Alright.
He didn't win that one.
Okay, so look, so if Shinsuke wins, that should bring many viewers from the New Japan side.
I believe so.
Okay.
Because over in Japan right now, one of their major news outlets, if you look at the front of their paper, Shinsuke Nakamura winning the Royal Rumble.
It's going down.
Yeah.
It's going down. Okay, there's a
a
plot to plan now.
Yeah. That's what they're doing.
Right? That's her name. So she wins the first ever women's Royal Rumble. She wins this joint. Is that a major thing? Was she like
Asuka's side, same thing. She went to NXT.
okay?
She's undefeated.
Did she come from?
She came from Japan. Now she didn't come from New Japan Pro Wrestling. There's a women's faction over there as well too. So ever since she stepped foot in the ring, she's just been dominant from day one.
Punishing.
Undefeated.
Okay.
Hasn't lost a match.
So she's gonna lose to Ronda Rousey, who they brought in during her moment. That she won at the Royal Rumble. Am I tripping?
So let's talk about
because that's the only thing that's exciting to me is
they're
that
not
I
gonna
get to
fight
see Ronda
each other.
Rousey in the ring again.
They're not gonna fight each other.
Why not?
So what's gonna happen is Asuka's gonna pick who she wants to face at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Ronda's gonna pick whoever the opposite person is and face him for the title.
Is that what they're doing? Is that on purpose or this is a guess?
This is what I'm believing is what's gonna happen.
Why would Ronda be the person that gets to pick? Wait a minute. If she gets to pick who she fights, then how can Ronda pick who she fights?
It's weird. The same way when you win at the Royal Rumble, when you win, what do? You typically go and you point at the WrestleMania side like, look, this is where the match is going to go down at. Ronda comes out, man, she hasn't said a word, just looks at the WrestleMania sign and points to it.
I saw the screenshots of that, yeah.
So immediately the reaction is just, you know what, she's going to go after one of the 2 championship belts.
Of course. There's no reason for her to be there. A name like Ronda Rousey means nothing in the WWE if she ain't wearing a belt. It's pointless. So they can drag the joint out for a minute. They can drag it out for a year.
Now she's signed full time. Now she's signed full time.
I know.
So I think she's gonna try to put in some work.
Right, but she needs a belt. And then they can work. The work can be her retaining the belt or losing it and getting it back or whatever it is they're gonna do. But you already know it's already planned out. It's just a matter of us finding out what it is. So.
But it's a big thing with her sitting and pointing at it, knowing she's coming for it, but yet homegirl just won the joint, and she technically,
is entitled. She's
entitled to go for it. Will make an interesting dynamic going forward, leading up to WrestleMania.
Oh, definitely.
With them two.
When is WrestleMania?
That will be
because isn't SummerSlam's next, right?
No. What's the next is Elimination Chamber. So it's
that's an event.
It's in between. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make it simple for you. Think of a cage match. Think of a
ceiling.
I know what a cage. I mean,
okay, cool. Hell in a Cell, big giant one.
Yeah.
So imagine that there's 4 chambers inside. 2 people start. There's 4 people locked away. And what happens is after a certain amount of time, one person's released into the match. And pretty much it keeps going until everybody's in the ring. And of course what happens is you pin a person, they tap out whatever, they're eliminated. And then the object is pin, submit, do whatever.
Last person to survive wins.
So
Ronda gonna win that joint.
Same thing.
Ooh. She gonna win that joint.
They're gonna have the first women's elimination chamber match.
Hey Slim, she gonna win that thing. You know what I'm saying?
I almost want to watch that.
You might have to.
I almost want to watch
She gonna win it. She gonna win that joint. I'm calling it right now.
Okay.
Ronda Rousey's winning that joint.
Elimination chamber and
because they're gonna have to push them 2 together. That's what it's got.
Right. To set the beef and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So with the male side, with the males competition, who do you think is gonna win that?
So it's a little hard to say as of right now. So they're still having their qualifying matches for who's actually going to be in the chamber.
Okay.
So the definites already. Of course, Brock Lesnar is going to be in it because he is champion currently right now.
Okay.
John Cena won his qualifying match, and so did Elias. So right now we know the three of them are in the match.
Okay.
Hey, hold tight real quick because you brought up Brock Lesnar, right?
Yeah.
Who was that giant lumberjack Bama that this dude was wrecking with? Who is this?
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman.
That's a
You
strong
hear
name.
dog?
I'm sorry, dog. Braun Strowman.
Slim, if you see this Bama young,
So
he is the
Bear with
big
me.
bearded.
I gotta look. I gotta look this dude up.
Hey, listen,
That
when
name
you-
is just.
But hey, listen, if you watching this, if you're listening to this, you need to look up Braun Strowman. That dude, yeah, that name gotta be made up. I think it's B-R-A-A. Yeah,
But
you got it.
I got it. Hold on.
So yeah,
There
hey,
you
that's a brolic. Like Lesnar called himself the brolic, but like
dog.
that's a brolic, large, bearded,
You see my face, right? Like,
lumberjack
yeah, that's a yeah.
Now,
of a
here's-
man.
Here's the thing. So during their match at the Royal Rumble, it was Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar, and Kane. This dude, Braun Strowman, gave Brock the meanest knee to the face.
That's the image right there.
A real life
That's the image
joint.
right there. His
And
height compared, like
He big.
he's
This
huge.
dude is massive.
He's
He's
huge.
huge, yeah.
young.
He makes
Done.
Kane look small. That's how
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
huge.
Okay.
So he gave this mean knee to the face of Brock Lesnar. Why does Brock Lesnar? I swear to you, he stand up, he sucker punched him. Like no pull punches. Like he got up straight
I believe
UFC and just punched him.
I believe it.
Like
Because Lesnar ain't got no control, man. They ain't
No,
gonna
no,
do that,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
They ain't
yeah.
gonna do
Lesnar
that.
is just like he's going in there like they're telling him like the only move you're gonna do, we need you to just do suplexes. Cause you do anything else, you probably gonna kill somebody. Cause like if you notice, Brock wears the full
Yeah.
mounted gloves. Cause I think he hits people. He hits people.
Hey, something wrong with that dude.
Yes, he's a
He
hits
liability.
Hey, but listen. Beyond that, you had something you wanted to ask us about.
I did.
Throw us
I
a
did.
curveball. 'Cause that's what you did.
Curveball.
Real quick, y'all. Since random ass question. Since we're talking about wrestling, right?
Okay.
Got a question for y'all. What would your song be as far as interest music, as far as in life? Like whenever you come onto the scene and you want people to know you're coming into work, you are coming down here to record, you are whatever. What is your interest music?
It would have to be one of two things.
No, just one. Just one.
Man, you making it difficult.
Hey, you always be trying to cheat.
It's not cheap.
One,
Okay.
Cheat.
one
joint.
One joint.
Pick
All
a
right.
joint.
How about this?
It would be I got it.
All right.
It would be Stone Cold's theme, but it's not the normal one. It's the one that Disturbed did. You familiar?
I mean, it could be any song.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want Stone Cold's joint.
Oh,
That doesn't have to be a
you're
record
saying like
joint.
Anything,
any song.
yeah, any song.
Like,
It doesn't matter. Just any
whatever
song,
joint would
yeah.
be playing when you walk into work.
Yeah, exactly. When you walk in the grocery
Yeah.
store, it comes on.
It
like,
just comes on.
Yeah, just whatever. You come into the
Man.
bedroom to handle business. It's what comes on.
Man, jeez. Oh man, you got me thinking. That's not good.
Kay, what would yours be?
That's not good.
Oh, Simon Says by Pharrell Munch.
Bop. See?
See how quick that was?
See,
See how
easy.
easy that was?
Man,
Big, what would
My
yours
man
be?
hit
I got quick. You already have that. Like that's just your thought. You already have that in your head.
Oh, really? Oh, no,
I said,
for
I was a wrestler. That's what I would
Watch
come out
this.
to.
Watch this. Gage, what's yours?
Shaft.
Oh damn.
Hey, Shaft, hey, listen to me.
Pretty damn.
No,
Go
mine
home
is
and do work.
Kanye West, Jay-Z, No Church in the Wild.
Dang, y'all put some thought into this.
Nah, we didn't.
No, we
We
didn't.
didn't.
Thought into this.
Look, no BS. The first time I heard that song, I was like, "That's my joint right there." Period. Point
Let me tell you
blank.
something.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
I knew he was gonna say. I knew he was gonna say something along the lines of that.
Pokemon theme song.
I knew he was
Yeah.
gonna say something along the lines of that.
Digimon joint.
But if I had to come out to something, it probably would be something still to Disturb. I'm a huge Disturb fan.
All right.
Go with
And
it.
I would have to say, let's see. Damn, that's a lot of albums to go through right now.
Man, listen, he want bodies. That's it.
Yeah.
Bodies.
That's Drowning Pool.
I know it is.
That's Drowning Pool.
But that's what you
So-
want.
But you know, that's
so-
what
so for right
that's where
now-
it's going to.
You want something off of a Disturbed
You know what?
album?
It's coming off a Disturbed album.
Okay.
Do me a favor, look. Y'all pick a song for him off of the Disturbed album.
Please.
Drop
Go
a
through all of them.
comment
That's a couple albums for you to do.
and pick a song for New Joker to be his theme song. For sure. We can do that?
We can do that.
We can do
Cool.
that. Alright, now, here's what we're going to do.
I'm right home
We're
tomorrow
going to take a
night.
quick
Yeah.
break. We're
right
going
home
to come
tomorrow.
back. We're going to talk about some other things that happened this past week. Again, do me a favor, just make sure y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button if you got to break out for a moment. But I wouldn't go too long because we're going to be right back.
That's
Yeah,
my
that-
that's my Braun.
Pokemon, that's what
my,
you
No, that's
That
my
happened.
Braun
That happened.
Strowman. That's my Braun Strowman.
Is that your Braun?
That's my Braun
That's your
Something
Braun
Strowman.
tells me that wasn't Braun Strowman. That's a big dude.
Nah. Snackers and Snackers, Loaded Snack Weekly.
Yup.
We just here chilling on the couch. Just got finished talking about a little bit of wrestling. Depends on where you're from,
yes.
whether or not that's a thing or not. But that's a real thing, wrestling.
It's a real
It
thing.
is.
That's a real thing.
Good moment.
Listen, Monster Hunter. Now,
Man.
last week we had kind of a powerful week in that we got Monster Hunter and Dragon Ball Fighters
Yeah, we did.
released in the same week.
We really did.
It's been hard for people to pick what to play.
It's been
So
all
what
over
we
the
have
timeline,
happening,
yeah.
like, okay, we playing Monster Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't really played much
I
Monster
played
Hunter.
a little bit.
Because
I've been playing Dragon Ball Fighters.
Right.
you have. Awesome. You got some footage. I mean, you can share that footage.
Oh, most
Y'all
definitely.
know, just follow at New Joker on Instagram. You can check out that footage, see what he's doing, and you're doing a lot of streaming these days.
A lot of streaming.
Getting it.
Mixer mostly, right? So
Mostly Mixer. Shout out to everyone that's been following me. Like, Dragon Ball Fighters came out. I swear to you, I had maybe 30 followers before that. I'm at like almost 50 now.
yeah, that's
Sweet.
awesome.
Like,
Sweet.
I appreciate
That's
you guys following me. Continue to do so because I'm gonna keep streaming.
My man.
I'm gonna keep streaming.
My man. And while that's cool and all, we gotta talk about this Monster Hunter.
Yeah, you don't understand what you're missing, dog.
Hey,
I have to keep
played
it
a
real.
little bit, but I'm gonna get back on. I can already see I'm gonna get left behind. Like, this is one of those that if you don't continue to play it, you will get left behind.
So let me be frank. Instead of Gage for a minute, I'm gonna be frank.
You gonna be
All right,
frank?
that's what's up.
So
Alright, Frank.
I am enjoying Monster Hunter. However, Monster Hunter comes out on a Friday. I had to work over the weekend. Had to work Friday. I had to work late.
True.
And everybody else on my timeline is playing Monster Hunter all day long.
Hey, look, I was one of my lie, dog. Couldn't put it down.
So when I
Put it
get
down.
home and I'm like, all right, let me jump on, see what's going on. Everybody is like, yo, you gotta check this out. I did this thing. Hey, nah, you need these berries and these herbs, and you gotta get these.
Berries and
You gotta
herbs.
learn about this thunder this. Oh, and by the way, we beat up the Pookie and we destroyed the Jacajas. Like, I'm like,
Yes, Pookie Pookie's a thing, Cass. All over his
actually a
face.
Pookie
It's a Pookie Pookie. And he ain't no joke. He ain't no joke.
and I'm like, what are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? What's going on? We gotta go get the great Jaguars.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Slow
Yes, we do.
down. Slow down, baby. Slow down. I don't know what's going on. So, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're not in there, it takes some time. It's kind of hard to get acclimated. And what I'm learning and what I'm hearing, because I'm having to kind of like do research and kind of things on their own, is like really the first couple of hours, you should really just kind of maybe play by yourself, get through the tutorials, kind of
Get
get
the feel
yourself
of
to a
everything.
position where, because one of the things I don't like about the game, I'm enjoying the game. It has very deep systems. There's a lot going on. There's so much to learn, so much you can do in this game. There's like 12 different weapon types. They all work insanely different from one another.
Yes, they do.
You know, it's just there's so much happening, And then like different weapon types only use certain things. So like I'm using a bow gun, a heavy bow gun, right? So all my stuff is ammo, but in order to make the ammo I need, I really only need like herbs and berries. You know what I'm saying? But like he's using arrows.
Bow and arrows, right.
He has to get like coatings, and he needs
like,
different things like mushrooms and something else to get his stuff.
Yeah.
So when I'm out in the world, like bruh, my habit as an RPG player is pick up everything. Whatever you see, just grab it. It's a waste of time, bruh.
Yeah,
it's a waste of time.
I've just gotten to that point where now I go after specifically what I need.
You gotta go after the things that you need for the weapon type that you use most often, or like the way your build is for the way that you have to craft your stuff. Because while you could pick up everything and maybe sell the stuff you don't need to get money, right? You don't necessarily have that. There's not that you're limited in the amount of space you have in your pack when you go out. You know what I'm saying? Your item pouch or whatever when you go out. So like, if you start picking up everything, then the things that you need, you're not gonna have space to pick up. You know what I mean? Like it's tricky like that. So like, there's a serious learning curve. It's a fun curve. It's like one of them hard lefts on a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? Like you enjoy the curve. Don't get me wrong. Like it's cool. I'm enjoying the game. I like the character creator. I like being able to like adjust. They got these little pets called palicos. They're basically cats. They're all cats. You just make them look different and color them and stuff like that. You can send them, people can hire them to go out on different missions and get stuff, you know, whatever. But I'm falling behind. There's no doubt. And you're gonna be behind, bruh. Yeah. Just understand.
Hey, look, dog. Straight up, this joint is crack. I can't lie. Look, I'm excited for Dragon Ball. Absolutely, I can't wait to get into it. But like I said before, one of my most anticipated games was this game. So I'm looking forward to getting into it. And it is not disappointed. Everything Gage just said is absolutely right. The learning curve is there.
Yeah.
Like one thing I tell everybody, like, it's heavy and it's there. Like one thing I keep telling people is keep progressing through the story, because it's almost like the whole story is a tutorial. Every mission, they're like, when you come back, they're teaching you something else almost. Like, okay, I gotta do this now. Okay, now they're adding this element. Now they're adding this element. You know what I mean? Like, so it's almost like do side stuff for like money and stuff like that, but keep going through the story because you want to unlock all that stuff. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting, but
here's the issue that I'm having. We're playing on Xbox. There have been some issues with connectivity or whatever, but the big issue that I have is when you're trying to party up, you can't party up unless you watch the cutscenes that happen during the story.
Because I did have that issue initially.
And so that's an issue for me. I don't like that. I don't feel like it's very well thought out. But in a game like this that's really about getting together and playing it together, there's a barrier to doing that. So I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't really like it. Outside of that, though, game's dope. I super dig it.
I think you're gonna have a ball in it. Once you start going through the weapon types, and like you said, seeing how different they are, and you find what you really like, I think you're gonna become Destiny invested.
Yeah, because like when I played it for maybe a grand total, I would say maybe 2.5 hours maybe. I've gone probably between 3 different weapon types. Like I've had the heavy weapon, I've done the dual wielding, and there was one other thing that I've done. As of now, the dual wielding is kind of where I'm sitting at. I like the heavy. You got to know how to actually move, like when you're hitting those combos and doing it.
Of course.
It's not a button mash. It's not like you're gonna be able to sit here and mash a button to attack. You're gonna have to carefully depending on what system you play on, triangle, circle, or Y, B, whatever you're playing on, you're gonna have to carefully execute these moves in order to do them.
And not only that, it's not a game that you can really hack and slash your way through it.
No,
like, you have
not
to,
at all.
You have to be careful, be smart, and plan. Like,
if
you just go out there with courage and a sword, you're most likely not gonna survive.
You're gonna be rolling a lot.
You gotta be smart. You know, take your healing items, take explosive barrels, take all these different type of ammos, whatever you got, and be smart. And don't be afraid to run away.
Yeah, no doubt.
Pride, pride. That will kill you every time. That pride. Take your time. Step back. Hide. Continue.
Get yourself together.
Exactly.
Fire off that SOS. Get help.
Yep.
Get help.
Yep.
Get help.
Had a friend who was trying to fight 3 monsters the other day. Wonder why he kept dying. Like, it's because he's trying to fight 3 monsters.
What kind of time we got, K?
11.
11?
11. We doing okay. We got some things. Listen, I'm gonna tell you. I wanna. Since we're on the subject of games, I wanna talk a little bit. There was an article that hit, Polygon, I think, right, about Microsoft. It's kind of in reference to the new stuff they talking about with Game Pass, with the new titles, their exclusive titles hitting that. But there was some rhetoric in here. They were talking about Microsoft actually going after purchasing other studios.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
And we know that they've talked about being aggressive about going after other studios.
Definitely.
This article states that they have a reliable source that says that one of the studios that Microsoft is looking at buying is Electronic Arts.
It's crazy.
That's not happening.
That's crazy.
I don't see that happening at all. Not even a little bit. Now, it's too big. That's too much.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Microsoft has cash. EA ain't hurting. They
Not
had
at all.
They had a bad year last year from like a PR standpoint with like hardcore gamers.
They did.
People who don't know, they don't know. They all bought
absolutely.
Battlefront.
They got
like
Battlefront like no one.
Like they don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know that. It affected them, but not enough to be like,
We're gonna give
man.
in to Microsoft.
Now we saw them shut down a couple studios. We saw issues with Mass Effect. We saw issues with Need for Speed. We saw issues with Star Wars, Battlefront. Like they had a rough year
rough
by
year.
comparison.
Yeah, they did.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
Madden though, they can eat off Madden.
Madden's Madden.
Period. Point blank.
You know
Man,
what
the
I'm saying?
FIFA.
Like, and FIFA.
They're eating off them too.
They can eat off of
Yep.
them. So I don't think that that's a thing. Now, what I wouldn't be surprised about, and I want to kind of get y'all, feedback on this, is I would not be surprised if Microsoft is looking to purchase IP from them, like Mass Effect.
That I can see.
That I can see.
That I can see.
They had it first. It was exclusive to them, even though it was it was BioWare's, right? I'm sure BioWare would not be happy to see the IP come away from them because EA owns BioWare and EA owns Mass Effect. But I could see Microsoft saying, "Okay, let's put our hands back in Mass Effect. What if we purchase the IP from them? What if that's more of the thing that, like, some of these bigger names, there were other names that they threw around. I don't want to get into all of that right now, but what if that's kind of what the plan is? What if the plan is to purchase the IPs? So the question is, let's just say, right, Microsoft does actually purchase the Mass Effect franchise, which may not even be a great idea if this Fable thing is real,
Right,
and works.
Right.
That does put two RPGs, and they're two Western RPGs, right? It might not really be any point in Microsoft going after JRPGs anymore. It might just be time to let that go. They could certainly lock some things down that we'd be happy to have. They did it with the 360, and all those games were awesome.
And
all of them.
I think it would be smart as far as helping out with the Japan market. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's dead. I do. I really think that's dead. I do think, though, what they're missing out on is the extremely large numbers of people here in the U.S. outside of Japan that like JRPGs, and that they're not getting those people. Games like Tales of Vesperia and stuff like that, like those Tales games, they do well here.
That's what I keep bringing them.
So right, so they're missing that. They did have a Tales game that was exclusive to them on the 360, so they can do that. If they was to go after something like Mass Effect, who should be at the helm of it? It's not going to be BioWare. BioWare is owned by EA. Unless they buy BioWare out from under EA. No, not just for that. Because if they buy them, again, EA would still have Dragon Age, Anthem. So who's going to work on that? You know what I mean? So they not going to... You skeptical about Anthem? You got some issues?
No, like, not skeptical. It's just like, as much as we all wanted to play Anthem this year, it's like
I had no. It was not coming out this year.
Hey, listen. Oh, okay.
Okay, if you say so.
Listen,
let me Anthem too.
Here's the thing. We don't know anything about Anthem yet.
No, we don't.
Just one trailer. That's it.
But what I'm saying is, all of the news about Anthem being pushed back to 2019 is all speculation. there's not been a confirmation from anybody saying that that's the case. So we don't know that that's actually what's happening. We just got an article that said, hey, I heard from a reliable source that it looks like we may not see it until 2019, but that EA is pushing them to not let it slip past March of 2019 because that's the end of their fiscal year. Nobody from EA or BioWare or whatever has come out and said Anthem is not coming out this year. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know that that's the case right now. So while we believe that's the case,
okay.
we don't know that that's the case.
Right.
If Microsoft was to buy Mass Effect, who does it?
I'm a lot. I ain't got no clue.
I don't have
I don't have a clue.
Is that a new studio? Like they just do another studio to try to do it at that point?
I mean, I think this is part of them with acquiring. I can see what you're saying, and I think it ties into them trying to acquire new studios and get these Microsoft studio games, especially like with the Game Pass announcement they just had. Right, these titles are going to come out the Game Pass. You don't got to pay for them. It is. But actually, when I hear you say like, all right, the rumors where somebody says they're trying to purchase, EA, but instead of thinking of like maybe just getting the IPs from them,
they could be in talks with them for something.
It works well for that. As far as who would helm something like that, I do not know.
Right.
I do not know. Like,
what if they get something like A Way Out? Right, like that's one of the smaller titles. That's coming out in March. You know what I mean? If they go after like,
and it's a smaller company.
Yeah, that we know kind of has something like first and foremost they should be buying Studio MDHR. Like they should be buying Cuphead's developers. Point blank.
Absolutely.
I think that'll happen. I think that's a lot. I don't think that's gonna be a problem. But it's very interesting. Like Sony's got such a strong stable of studios of their own that while Microsoft does have some pretty solid like indie games, like we're getting a new Ori game, you know what I mean, or whatever. But they don't own that studio, but they should.
Right, and that's what they should be doing right now. You understand what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, and I think that they've attempted to try to befriend developers by allowing them to keep their freedom. Hey, listen, we only want to lock you down for a couple months. We only want to lock you down for a year. But we want you to be able to go out and make your money. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, well, look, we're going to put this money in your hand. Let's do this, right? And you know, the upside of that is if they purchase studios and those studios do something that doesn't do well, then they end up shutting that studio down or folding that studio into somebody else, and that doesn't do anything but make more ill will towards them. If you look at like what EA's had to do with Visceral or you know whatever, right? That just pours more ill will towards them. So they gotta start picking up somebody, studios. Right? From somewhere. And it needs to be, but it also needs to be studios that can help something that's AAA. It can't keep being smaller studios that only do more like what we got with Xbox Live Arcade. Like that's just not gonna cut it.
As great as it was,
right?
But we need people that can do the AAA titles. It's gonna bring in the big bucks and the big money and all that type of stuff.
They have to increase that stable. I can see them going after certain properties that maybe Square owns. Maybe going after IDOS. You know, in Montreal or going something like that, trying to lock one of those. You know, not necessarily buy the whole thing. Like I don't see them buying Square.
I know as a whole,
just the IPs. Like let us get Deus Ex off you.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Something like that, right?
Or let us get Hitman, right? Like IO Interactive got released from Square, so they need to go buy them.
It makes sense. Look, no, it makes sense when you put out there like that. What Microsoft has been struggling with and has to do going forward if they're going to compete with. Look, Nintendo Switch is making a big push.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? PlayStation it already has the lead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they have those studios in place, and that's what Microsoft is missing right now. And this, I'm with you 100%. What they might have to do to get there.
They also need to ramp up the studios they have and maybe split them into multiple studios so they can continue. Like we know that Black Tusk, before they became the Coalition, was working on a game before they took over Gears of War. Right? Fill that studio up, split them off, work on Gears 5, but let them continue to work on that IP that they were doing so that, you know what I mean, so that there's something in the works.
There's something original that's coming strictly for Microsoft.
And it's time for a new Killer Instinct. Stop making new seasons. And like,
no, we'll get more seasons.
Do it.
Seasons.
Do it. I'm done with it. No more seasoning. You gonna put so much. You almost put so much salt.
You can't over season something.
You know
that is the thing.
You just want to salt bait. You can salt bait and just like
yeah, that's too much.
They overdid it. They've overdid it. They've overdid it.
It's overdone. It's overcooked. Buy them, Buy them.
That's fire.
Feel me?
That's a fire joint. Yeah.
Hey, listen. Should we wrap this up? Are we done? Kay, we should wrap it up, Kay. Kay, you can talk to us.
Sorry. Yes, you can wrap it up, sir.
Wrap it up. Should wrap it up. Now you said wrap it up.
Nah. Hold up. I just want to let everybody know that My Hero Academia season 3 has a release date. Not a release date, but a premiere date, which is April 7th.
Okay.
And that joint is fire. I recommend for both these gentlemen here to watch, and y'all watching at home.
I'll binge season 1.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You will like it.
It's a show?
You will, yes, you will.
I'm
like
not gonna do it.
You will. I'm trying to tell you, will like it. Look, whatever. Check it. I'll be talking about it. They'll be talking about it with me. It is what it is.
Look, do us a favor. Hit us in the comments below. Let us know what you want to talk about, what you think about what we're talking about. What should Microsoft do so they can get their studios up?
Who gonna win WrestleMania?
Me. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Toodles and lose.
Okay.
Billy Zane.